Welcome to Old Coins News. Today, we'll explore some amazing and valuable Washington quarter dollar coins. Discover their history, rare mint errors, collectible features, and surprising values. Some of these quarters could be worth much more than their face value. Watch until the end to see which quarter dollar coins are the most valuable and sought after by collectors. Money bag. The 1776-1976 D Bicentennial Washington quarter dollar is one of the most iconic commemorative coins ever issued by the United States. The D mint mark on the obverse indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. This special quarter was created to celebrate the 200th anniversary of American independence, marking 2 centuries since the signing of the United States Declaration of Independence. Unlike regular Washington quarters, the Bicentennial Quarter carries a dual date 1776 to 1976 instead of a single year. The obverse features a familiar portrait of George Washington facing left, with the inscriptions Liberty above his head and In God We Trust to the left. Beneath Washington's ponytail appears a D mint mark, identifying the Denver Mint as a production facility. This coin immediately became a patriotic symbol and remains one of the most recognized U.S. coins ever struck. The reverse side of the coin is what truly sets it apart from ordinary quarters. Instead of the traditional eagle design used from 1932 through 1974, the Bicentennial Quarter features a colonial drummer boy standing proudly with a torch of victory surrounded by 13 stars. These stars represent the original 13 colonies that united to form the United States. The design was created by Jack L. R. after winning a nationwide design competition. Around the upper edge appears the inscription United States of America, while E pluribus unum is placed above the drummer. The denomination quarter dollar is displayed at the bottom. This unique design was intended to honor the courage, sacrifice, and determination of the American people during the Revolutionary era and remains a favorite among collectors today. Production of the 1776-1976 D quarter began during 1975 and continued through 1976. Interestingly, no Washington quarters dated 1975 were ever issued because all quarters produced during this period carried the dual bicentennial date. The Denver Mint struck more than 860 million bicentennial quarters, making it one of the largest coinage productions in American history. Because so many were produced, most circulated examples remain common today. However, many Americans saved these quarters as keepsakes, believing they would become rare in the future. As a result, millions of bicentennial quarters were preserved in uncirculated condition, creating a lasting connection between the coin and the bicentennial celebrations of 1976. The coin is composed of a copper core sandwiched between outer layers of copper-nickel alloy, the same composition used for circulating quarters since 1965. It weighs approximately 5.67 grams and measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter. The edge is reeded, featuring 119 reeds around its circumference. While these specifications may seem ordinary, the coin's historical significance makes it extraordinary. Every detail of the design was carefully chosen to commemorate the nation's bicentennial and reflect the spirit of American independence. The coin circulated widely throughout the country and became a familiar sight in cash registers, coin collections, and family keepsake boxes. Collectors often search for high-grade examples of the 1776-1976 D quarter because condition plays a major role in value. Most circulated examples are worth only face value or a small premium. However, coins preserved with brilliant mint luster, strong strikes, and minimal contact marks can command significantly higher prices. Professional grading services evaluate these coins on a numerical scale from 1 to 70. Coins graded MS66, MS67, or higher are especially desirable because relatively few survive in such exceptional condition. Some top population examples have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction, demonstrating that even a common coin can become valuable when preserved perfectly. Error varieties add another exciting dimension to collecting bicentennial quarters. During the minting process, mistakes occasionally occurred, creating unique coins sought after by specialists. These errors include double dies, off-center strikes, clip planches, broad strikes, die cracks, and coins struck on incorrect metal blanks. A dramatic error can increase a coin's value many times over. Collectors carefully inspect bicentennial quarters under magnification, hoping to discover unusual characteristics that distinguish a rare era coin from ordinary circulation pieces. Some authenticated era examples have sold for substantial premiums due to their rarity and collector demand. The cultural importance of the 1776-1976 Bicentennial Quarter extends beyond numismatics. It serves as a reminder of the celebrations held throughout the United States during the nation's 200th birthday. Parades, historical reenactments, fireworks displays, and patriotic events took place across the country, and the Bicentennial Quarter became one of the most enduring souvenirs of that historic year. Unlike many commemorative items that faded into obscurity, the Bicentennial Quarter remained in circulation and continues to be encountered by new generations. Every time someone finds one in change, it offers a tangible connection to the history and heritage of the United States. Today, the 1776-1976 Bicentennial Quarter remains one of the most collected American coins. Its distinctive drummer boy reverse, dual date, and association with America's bicentennial ensure its lasting popularity. While most examples are not rare, exceptional high-grade specimens, major mint errors, and carefully preserved pieces continue to attract serious collector interest. For many people, this coin represents the beginning of a lifelong interest in coin collecting. More than 50 years after its release, the Bicentennial Quarter stands as a lasting tribute to American history, independence, and national pride, making it one of the most beloved coins ever produced by the United States Mint. The 1985 Washington Quarter Dollar is a classic modern American coin that was struck at the Denver Mint and circulated throughout the United States during the mid-1980s. On the obverse of the coin appears a left-facing portrait of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. Above Washington's head is the word Liberty, while the national motto "In God We Trust" appears to the left. The date 1985 is positioned below the portrait, and the small D mint mark to the right of the ribbon indicates that the coin was produced in Denver. This design had already been in use for more than 50 years by 1985, and had become one of the most familiar coin designs in American history. Millions of Americans handled Washington quarters every day for shopping, vending machines, transportation, and ordinary transactions, making the quarter one of the most important circulating denominations in the nation. The reverse of the 1985 quarter features a majestic heraldic eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing military preparedness and national strength. Beneath the arrows are two olive branches representing peace. Above the eagle appears the inscription United States of America, while the national motto E Pluribus Unum is displayed prominently above the eagle's head. At the bottom of the reverse is a denomination quarter dollar. This classic reverse design was used continuously on Washington quarters from 1932 until the introduction of the state quarters program in 1999. The powerful eagle design became a symbol of American coinage and reflected the nation's ideals of freedom, strength, and unity. The combination of Washington's portrait and the heraldic eagle created one of the most recognizable coin designs in the world. The 1985 quarter was struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition. Since 1965, circulating quarters had no longer contained silver because rising silver prices made precious metal coinage impractical for everyday commerce. Instead, the quarter consisted of outer layers of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams, measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, and features a reeded edge. Although these specifications remained unchanged for decades, they helped ensure consistency in vending machines, counting devices, and commercial transactions throughout the United States. The durability of the copper-nickel alloy allowed the coin to withstand years of circulation, while retaining much of its original detail. The year 1985 was an interesting period in American history. The United States was experiencing rapid technological growth, expanding global influence, and significant economic developments. During this era, quarters circulated heavily through banks, businesses, and households. The Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of quarters to meet national demand. Most of these coins entered circulation immediately and performed their intended role in everyday commerce. Because of the large mintage, the majority of 1985 quarters remain relatively common today. However, Finding examples in exceptionally high grades has become increasingly difficult because many coins accumulated scratches, contact marks, and were while circulating for decades. Collectors often seek high-grade 1985 D quarters because condition dramatically affects value. While ordinary circulated examples are generally worth face value, coins preserved in uncirculated condition can command premiums. Brilliant examples with strong mint luster, sharp details, and minimal abrasions are particularly desirable. Professional grading services evaluate coins on a numerical scale ranging from 1 to 70. Coins graded MS65, MS66, and above are considered premium quality collectibles. At the highest levels, such as MS67 or MS68, examples become scarce and may sell for substantial amounts at auction. The challenge of locating perfectly preserved specimens has increased collector interest in modern Washington quarters. One fascinating aspect of the 1985 D quarter is the possibility of mint errors and varieties. During the manufacturing process, occasional mistakes occurred, producing unique coins that are highly sought after by collectors. Examples include off-center strikes, doubled dies, clip planches, die cracks, broad strikes, and struck-through errors. These unusual pieces provide insight into the minting process and often command significant premiums over ordinary examples. Collectors carefully inspect 1985 D quarters using magnification to search for signs of rare minting anomalies that could increase the coin's desirability and value. The 1985 D quarter also holds an important place within the broader Washington Quarter series. Introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, the series became one of the longest-running designs in American coinage history. By 1985, the Washington Quarter had already become an enduring symbol of American heritage. Collectors assembling complete date and mint mark sets often include the 1985 D as an essential component of their collections. Although it is not considered a key date, its role in completing a comprehensive Washington Quarter collection makes it an important coin for numismatists. Today, the 1985 D Washington Quarter remains a popular coin among collectors and history enthusiasts. Millions still survive, but attractive uncirculated examples continue to be appreciated for their quality and historical significance. The coin represents an era before state quarters, commemorative circulating programs, and modern design changes transformed American coinage. For many collectors, it serves as a reminder of a simpler period in United States numismatic history, when the classic Washington and eagle designs dominated the nation's quarter-dollar coinage. Whether found in circulation, inherited in a collection, or purchased from a coin dealer, the 1985 D Washington Quarter remains an enduring piece of American history and a lasting tribute to the nation's first president, George Washington. The 1968 Washington Quarter dollar is an important coin in modern American numismatic history. The coin bears the familiar inscriptions "Liberty" above the portrait of George Washington, "In God We Trust" to the left, and the date 1968 below. On the reverse, the coin displays a majestic American eagle design along with the inscriptions "United States of America, E Pluribus Unum," and "Quarter Dollar." The Washington Quarter series originally began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, and by 1968 it had already become one of the most widely used and recognized coins in the United States. Millions of these quarters passed through the hands of Americans every day and became an essential part of commerce throughout the nation. The year 1968 marked an important period for American coinage. Just 3 years earlier, the United States Mint had ended the production of 90% silver quarters because the rising value of silver made it impractical to continue using precious metals in circulating coinage. As a result, the 1968 quarter was struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition, rather than silver. The coin consists of outer layers of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This new composition allowed the government to produce durable coins at a lower cost while maintaining public confidence in the nation's currency. The transition from silver to clad coinage represents one of the most significant changes in modern United States coin history, making the 1968 quarter an important part of that story. The obverse design of the 1968 quarter was created by John Flanagan. His portrait of George Washington has become one of the most enduring images in American coinage. Washington is shown facing left with a calm and dignified expression that symbolizes leadership, patriotism, and national unity. Above his portrait appears the word "Liberty," representing one of the fundamental principles upon which the United States was founded. The motto "In God We Trust," first appearing on U.S. coinage during the Civil War era, reflects a long-standing national tradition. Together, these elements create a design that is both simple and powerful, embodying the values and history of the United States. The reverse of the 1968 quarter features a heraldic eagle with its wings spread wide. The eagle stands upon a bundle of arrows, symbolizing the nation's readiness to defend itself, while olive branches beneath the arrows represent peace. Above the eagle appears the national motto E pluribus unum, a Latin phrase meaning out of many, one. This motto reflects the union of the states into a single nation. The eagle design remained on Washington quarters for decades and became one of the most recognizable symbols in American numismatics. Its strong and patriotic appearance helped make the quarter a favorite among collectors and the public alike. The 1968 quarter was produced at multiple mint facilities. Coins struck in Philadelphia carried no mint mark, while those struck in Denver displayed a D mint mark. The San Francisco Mint also produced special proof versions bearing an S mint mark. Proof coins were manufactured using specially polished dies and planchets, resulting in exceptional detail and mirror-like surfaces. These proof issues were intended specifically for collectors and remain highly sought after today. Many collectors enjoy assembling complete sets of 1968 quarters from each mint facility, including both circulation strikes and proof examples. One of the most fascinating aspects of collecting 1968 quarters involves searching for high-grade examples and mint errors. Although millions were produced, relatively few survive in pristine condition. Coins that have retained their original mint luster and show minimal wear are especially desirable. Professional grading services evaluate these coins on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher grade commanding stronger premiums. Certain error varieties, including doubled dies, off-center strikes, clip planchets, and die cracks, can be worth significantly more than ordinary examples. Collectors carefully inspect their coins because even a small minting error can greatly increase value. The historical context surrounding the 1968 quarter also adds to its significance. The late 1960s were a period of tremendous change in the United States, marked by social movements, technological advancements, and major political events. As Americans navigated these changes, the quarter remained a constant presence in everyday life. It was used in vending machines, parking meters, public telephones, and countless daily transactions. Because of its widespread use, the coin became deeply woven into the fabric of American society during this era. Today, the 1968 Washington quarter continues to attract interest from collectors around the world. While most circulated examples remain relatively affordable, exceptional uncirculated coins, proof issues, and rare error varieties can command substantial premiums. The coin serves as a reminder of an important transitional period in United States coinage, when the nation moved away from silver and embraced modern clad compositions. More than half a century after its release, the 1968 quarter remains a treasured piece of American numismatic history, valued not only for its monetary worth but also for the historical story it tells about the United States and its evolving coinage system. The 1984 D Washington quarter dollar is an important coin in the long-running Washington quarter series and represents a significant part of modern United States coinage history. The coin was struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mint mark found on the obverse. The front of the coin features a well-known portrait of George Washington facing left. Above Washington's portrait appears the word Liberty, while the national motto "In God We Trust" is displayed to the left. The date 1984 is located below the portrait. This design, created by John Flanagan, had become one of the most recognizable images in American coinage by the 1980s. For millions of Americans, the Washington quarter was an everyday part of life, used in shopping, transportation, vending machines, and countless daily transactions across the country. The reverse side of the 1984 D quarter features the classic heraldic eagle design that was used on Washington quarters from 1932 until 1998. The eagle is shown with its wings fully extended, symbolizing strength, freedom, and national pride. Beneath the eagle is a bundle of arrows representing the nation's readiness to defend itself, while olive branches symbolize peace and goodwill. Above the eagle appears the inscription United States of America, with the motto E pluribus unum placed directly above the bird head. At the bottom of the reverse is a denomination quarter dollar. This powerful design became one of the most familiar images in American numismatics and served as a lasting symbol of the nation's ideals and heritage. The 1984 D quarter was struck using a copper-nickel-clad composition. Since 1965, circulating quarters have been produced without silver due to rising precious metal prices. The coin consists of outer layers of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core. It weighs approximately 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters with a reeded edge. These specifications were carefully maintained to ensure compatibility with vending machines, parking meters, and coin-operated devices throughout the United States. Although the composition lacked silver, the clad design proved highly durable and allowed the United States Mint to produce large quantities of coins economically. During 1984, the United States economy was experiencing strong growth, and demand for circulating coinage remained high. The Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of quarters to meet the needs of commerce. These coins were distributed through banks and businesses across the country and quickly entered circulation. Because of their extensive use, many examples became worn through everyday handling. As a result, collectors today often search for uncirculated specimens that still display their original mint luster and sharp details. Finding a high-quality example that has survived decades without significant wear can be a rewarding challenge for numismatists. One of the most interesting aspects of collecting the 1984 D Washington Quarter involves studying condition rarity. Although the coin itself is common, examples in exceptionally high grades are much more difficult to locate. Professional grading services assign numerical grades ranging from 1 to 70. Coins graded MS-65 and above are considered premium examples, while those reaching MS-67 or higher are significantly scarcer. High-grade coins often display brilliant surfaces, strong strikes, and minimal contact marks. Because collectors compete for the finest known examples, top-quality specimens can achieve impressive prices at auction, despite the coin's large original mintage. Mint errors also attract considerable attention among collectors of 1984 D quarters. During the striking process, mistakes occasionally occurred, creating unique and valuable varieties. Examples include off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, clip planches, broad strikes, and struck-through errors. These unusual coins provide fascinating insight into the minting process and are often worth substantially more than ordinary circulation strikes. Serious collectors examine their coins carefully using magnification in hopes of discovering a rare and valuable error that escaped the Mint's quality control procedures. The 1984 D quarter occupies an important place within the broader Washington Quarter series. By 1984, the design had been in continuous use for more than half a century and had become deeply embedded in American culture. Long before the introduction of the state quarters program and other commemorative designs, the classic Washington and Eagle combination defined the quarter-dollar denomination. Collectors assembling date and mint mark sets regard the 1984 D as an essential part of a complete collection. While it is not considered a rare date, it remains an important representative of the modern-clad era of United States coinage. Today, the 1984 D Washington Quarter continues to be collected by numismatists, historians, and coin enthusiasts around the world. Most circulated examples remain worth face value, but uncirculated pieces, high-grade specimens, and significant mint errors can carry notable premiums. The coin serves as a reminder of an era when the classic Washington Quarter design dominated American pocket change. More than 4 decades after its release, the 1984 D quarter remains a lasting symbol of American history, craftsmanship, and everyday commerce. Its connection to the Denver Mint, its enduring design, and its role in daily life make it a fascinating coin that continues to be appreciated by collectors and the public alike. The 1967 Washington Quarter is one of the most interesting coins of the modern American era. This coin was issued by the United States Mint during a period when America was facing a nationwide coin shortage. The quarter carries the inscriptions United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, Quarter Dollar, Liberty, and In God We Trust. On the obverse appears a portrait of George Washington, while the reverse features a majestic eagle perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath. The design had already become one of the most recognizable coin designs in American history by 1967 and remains popular among collectors today. The year 1967 represents the final year of a special period in U.S. coinage when mint marks were intentionally removed from circulating coins. The story behind the 1967 quarter begins in the mid-1960s. During this period, rising silver prices and public hoarding created a serious shortage of coins in circulation. To address the problem, Congress and the Mint introduced copper-nickel-clad coinage and temporarily eliminated mint marks from all circulating coins between 1965 and 1967. Officials believed collectors would remove fewer coins from circulation if they could not distinguish among different mint locations. As a result, every 1967 Washington quarter was struck without a mint mark, and finding a 1967 quarter with no mint mark is completely normal rather than rare. The obverse design of the 1967 quarter was created by John Flanagan. Washington's left-facing portrait dominates the front of the coin, symbolizing leadership, independence, and national unity. Above the portrait is the word liberty, while the motto "In God We Trust" appears to the left. The date 1967 is displayed below the portrait. Flanagan's design was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth, and became so popular that it continued for decades. Even today, modified versions of his design remain familiar to Americans. The reverse side displays an American eagle with wings spread wide. The eagle stands upon a bundle of arrows representing military strength and readiness, while olive branches symbolize peace. Around the design are the inscriptions "United States of America" and "E pluribus unum," a Latin phrase meaning "out of many, one." At the bottom appears the denomination quarter dollar. This powerful imagery reflects the balance between strength and peace that has long been associated with the United States. The 1967 quarter was struck using a copper-nickel-clad composition. Prior to 1965, quarters contained 90% silver. However, rising silver prices made silver coins too expensive for everyday circulation. The new clad composition consisted of outer layers of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This change dramatically reduced production costs while preserving the coin's familiar appearance. The coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams and measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter. These specifications became standard for modern Washington quarter. Production numbers for the 1967 quarter were enormous. More than 1.5 billion quarters were struck, making it one of the highest mintage quarters in American history. Because so many were produced, the coin remains relatively common today. Millions entered circulation and were used extensively in commerce throughout the United States. Many examples survive because people saved coins from the 1960s during the transition away from silver coinage. Although most 1967 quarters are common, collectors still enjoy searching for high-grade examples. A typical circulated coin may show wear on Washington's hair, cheek, and jawline, along with reduced detail on the eagle's feathers. Uncirculated examples retain their original mint luster and sharp design details. Coins certified in high mint state grades can command significantly higher prices than ordinary circulated specimens because pristine examples become increasingly difficult to locate decades after productive. One of the most exciting aspects of collecting 1967 quarters involves searching for mint errors. Error collectors actively seek double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planches, broad strikes, and coins struck on incorrect planches. Some dramatic errors have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on rarity and condition. These unusual pieces offer a fascinating glimpse into the minting process and often become highlights of specialized collections. A common misconception is that a 1967 quarter without a mint mark is rare. In reality, every genuine 1967 quarter lacks a mint mark because of mint policy during that period. Many online advertisements incorrectly suggest otherwise, leading inexperienced collectors to believe ordinary examples are valuable rarities. Numismatic experts and collector communities consistently point out that the absence of a mint mark on a 1967 quarter is entirely normal. The year 1967 itself was historically significant. America was deeply involved in the space race, technological innovation was accelerating, and the nation was experiencing major cultural and social changes. Coins from this era serve as miniature historical artifacts, preserving connection to a transformative period in American history. Every 1967 quarter passed through the hands of citizens during a remarkable decade that helped shape the modern United States. Today, the 1967 Washington quarter remains a favorite among collectors because it combines historical importance, affordability, and accessibility. Whether found in pocket change, inherited from a family collection, or purchased from a coin dealer, it offers an excellent introduction to American numismatics. While most examples are worth only modest premiums above face value, exceptional uncirculated coins and genuine mint errors can be much more valuable. For many collectors, the true value lies not only in potential monetary worth but also in the fascinating history the coin represents. The 1967 Washington Quarter stands as a symbol of a unique moment in American coinage history. It marks the final year of the no-mint mark era, reflects the transition from silver to clad coinage, and preserves the classic Washington Quarter design that generations of Americans have known. More than half a century after it was struck, this quarter continues to attract collectors, historians, and coin enthusiasts who appreciate its place in the story of United States coinage.